Hi, John Wanoa here, Auckland, New Zealand. Today is Thursday, the 11th of May 2017, and I'm just going through the 42-page writ warrant that I've put together to take up to Waitangi on the 19th and 20th of May to put in front of the Paramount chiefs to make claims to this 1834 declaration of a state of emergency flag of war that King William IV gave us. I'll swing the camera around onto the flag afterwards. I think you've seen it enough, but I'm just going to run through the documents one at a time for you, starting from the first page. I'll try and be as fast as I can because it's 4 gigabytes of space goes very quickly. So here we have the first page of the property search and seizure warrant eviction notices for 77 Cook Street in Auckland and the Waitangi Titi Marae lands, and also what Kingi Taurua chief wants to do there. And so I'm speaking for him and his Queen Victoria reign title to King Edward on that side of the Crown Corporation's business in Britain, UK, Westminster. So here we have the issue on the 2nd and 6th of February last year, 2017. I issued the notice there in the King's Bench Native Grand Jury Trial Court in Waitangi Marae and Titi Marae, and this one is on the Titi Marae beside the Memorial Po Whenua Rangatira that's in the paddock. We had a tent there, and so we did this opening of the Okiato Native Court in Kororareka, Russell. That opened on the 20th of March 1834, and that legalised the flag of New Zealand then. So we're taking that title of Admiralty through this court here, hearing, to claim back the land from that title straight to Britain that has been corrupted by the Crown Corporation New South Wales government here in New Zealand. So here we have the main two offenders, Simon Brent Roundtree and James Pierce Brown on Cook Street with John Key then and now Bill English legacy, with Paula Bennett and John Key's in there as well for the Panama Papers on this writ warrant. Removal orders from myself, the sheriff, creditor of this grand jury court in Titi Marae. So that's for the leased lands here in New Zealand under this title of land occupation as tenants on these lands. So we'll be going through that. I'll skip through this at the moment. We'll go through this page. I'll try and get through it as quick as I can. So we're going to seize the property back with this writ of execution warrant, and it's a possession order to seize back the King's titles back from the Queen's titles. She's not there as the Queen of Head of State of New Zealand anymore, and so she's left and gone into the EU Parliament as now a threat against our national interests on our business here in New Zealand and their private business with this writ warrant. So that's the first page. The second page is here as King William's Admiralty anchor here, and him here with his 8-point star here around his neck, and also here with King Ernest Augustus, King of Britain, UK, Hanover, and will be nominated into Westminster by the 4 Paramount chiefs of New Zealand as commercial landowners now with this title from King William IV, and his Admiralty title we're taking back with this flag here, along here, that you see here, of his giving us that flag became legal on the 20th of March 1834, Captain Clendon. And with this man here is King William III of Orange, and his St. Patrick's 8-point star flag, star of the St. Patrick's Order, and his crown here, that's King William's crown here, and King William's horse, and him sitting on his horse with his ship of Admiralty behind the horse. That's our seal of this 8-point star of King William III, creator of the Bank of England and creator of the pound notes that we are using as levy debtor instruments over all the debtors here we name. I'll tell you the names as we go along. So the heir to the throne at the present time, because it's defaulted from Queen Elizabeth, because she's gone into the EU Parliament, as a threat against our financial investment interests under this reigning monarch bloodline through Salic law to him. We are nominating him into Westminster to him, and nominating him to him, connecting to him as the line of succession to King William III, to William the Conqueror, to King Solomon and King Solomon's mines, to William the Conqueror, to King William III, to King William IV, to King Ernest Augustus V. He is a reigning monarch at the moment under the Salic law. Forbids woman to be succeeding to the throne. He'll default straight back in to Westminster. There can't be another king of Britain, UK, and there can't be another king or queen of England. That's out. The king, there's only one king there that is in the place we're nominating. The 4 chiefs are nominating, and myself. See these 2 here. This is Hongi Hika of the Ngāpuhi tribes, and with the Cook Islands, Hongi Hika Cook Island, for Captain James Cook at 1773 discovered New Zealand, and King William IV acknowledged James Busby, reigning James Busby, resident British here at Kororareka, as being the founding of New Zealand, Captain Cook, and 1833. Hongi Hika and Tira Waikato Wharaherehere Manukau on the right went to England in 1820. Tira Waikato Wharaherehere here was master in the native land court titles, transferring documents, and also banks, banknotes, and commerce and trading with this flag we have. And he took that responsibility, and they set up in Scotland, Edinburgh, the Manukau Company, that under his Manukau surname, to Cambridge in New Zealand at Maungatautari Mountain. That was his pa and his tribe people in Waikato, and his name is Waikato, and he went to stay in Cambridge, England, to learn English and to learn all about the business of Crown corporations, and also the commercial trading bank flag around the world that we have at the moment. And this man here, Chief Hongi Hika, was instrumental in the warfare under that flag of war. The declaration of war flag that we have, it was his job to go and conquer for the king, for this king, all the land of other tribes and put it into King William's title. So those 2 there are for this document here as a writ warrant, and stamping them all with the seal, this seal, and the seal of the Moai at the same time. We've got all the seals along the top here anyway for those titles, and with the Freemason's title, and Mohi Manukau being the Freemason, he's in amongst the Jesuits and the Papal Bull titles, and 50 years in the Freemasons in Helensville, where the native court was with his uncle John Rogan, judge. I'll talk about that a little later. So here I am signing here this document with Jamie Patrick of the 8 Point Star Patrick here, for their families, the Patrick family, so she's there for that representation. So now we'll go to the next page. I'll just have to be careful not to alter it too much on there. We're going on to the next page, which is the Navy. Philip Jones is our legal partner in a two-way contract as first and second party. Philip Jones, Navy, First Lord of the Sea in Britain, is our legal partner, surrogate in me to King William IV through our partner there in this commercial trading bank business of Admiralty. Now here's King William III here, Ernest Augustus to the British throne as King William III, ancestral inheritance successor to King William IV. So their families have a connection to us as commercial trading bank landowners. Okay, so here we have, along the bottom here, we have Chief Kingi Taurua for Queen Victoria Trust, that I'm going to replace the Queen as the head of our trust, Queen Victoria Trust, 1848, and Kingi Taurua to make a claim in the court, grand jury court at Waitangi for that trust and all its 1.5 million metric tons of gold in the Philippines. That's his job. And here we have, this is on the grand jury of that court, and we have Manahi, Parapara, Mohini. He'll be talking for the Maori, Manukau, Parapara families here, and Chatham Islands, the Rekuhu Island or country that belongs to the Moriori. So he's covering the Moriori on the east coast. The Parapara and the Manukau name goes together at the east coast, in Ratana down the line, Manukau down Shannon around that area, and in the Kaipara and the Manukau areas of land, and right up north. Those Parapara and the Manukau names go together from Chatham Islands to New Zealand. They were here when the Cooks were here, Cook Island people were here, and that's the connection. Now we have Tupi Jim Wikotu here. He's representing a tuakana of Matatu Waka, sitting up on the treaty grounds. Apparently that goes with the title of Ngāpuhi, with that flag. So those are the key substance, fact, evidence, citation titles to this country of what I'm saying on these video is our evidence in any court, High Court, Supreme Court, District Courts here and in Britain and around the world. So Jim Tupi is covering the Hikurangi Mountain at East Coast on our land to Tiki Tiki, the church, and Rangitua Tukia blocks of land where he is a landowner, a commercial landowner there, and also a commercial landowner on blocks in Apotiki, and with myself there as well as Tikaha. We are both in the Omaio Tikaha areas on land blocks, and I come under the Tikahaki Tupuna's name on those blocks to Tiki Tiki, Rotoria, and Waiapu areas on that name, Tupuna, to Toi Kairako. So he's looking, Jim is looking after Toi Kairako on Mount Hikarangi to Mount Raki or Taranaki mountain. He's joining that up to Aoraki, Mount Cook, South Island. Those titles he joins up to Toi Kairako, the father of those two mountains on top of Hikurangi. Those names, Hikurangi, Turanga, Waitangi, and other names come from, Manukau comes from Rekuhu Island, Chatham Islands, Rekuhu, that's its name. So those Morioris there came from there to here with the Cook Island people, and also Toi there from Rarotonga, from that side was closest to this island, New Zealand, to make the first claim, Cook Island. Okay, so Jim will be covering that. Now we've got Bundy Waitai here up at Te Hapua, Te Huku o Te Ika Marae. So these are surnames of people who are the real natives of the land. Okay, so he's there to administer the land on the part of the Cook Islands and the Rarotonga Pacific and Ngāpuhi. So he puts that together with Ngāpuhi, with Kingi Taurua, and Jim is up there as well with the Mātātu Waka at the treaty grounds with the flag. So we have all the elements, all the titles sitting there with our chiefs. Now, the right ones I'm picking, and they choose me as the Native Land Commissioner and creditor of the Moai Powerhouse Bank, and also the Moai Crown, representing that with Manahi Mohini, he's the JP, Justice of the Peace, and working with the Crown on the Queen's Bench court side and the King's Bench court side. So he puts all the documents together for me and makes sure they are accepted in the courts before, and also in Westminster before we go there. All these chiefs will be going there. Now, next to him we have Dion Walker. So he's just a friend of mine that is very good with Maori and from Tainui, and that's his wife Tika. She's from Rarotonga, from Cook Islands, from the Aitutaki area, islands, outer islands of Rarotonga. Well, that's the islands anyway. So he is very good for cultural Maori connections with ourselves. And so that's him. And here we have Jamie, Anna Marie, Patrick, Stuart, Ngatai. So she covers the names of Patrick with the 8-point star from Down Patrick in Belfast, Ireland. That's on her Patrick side, Irish side of that flag, with that 8-point star claim to King William III, the creator of that Royal Revenue Collection Agency called the Rent Chief on our lands. It comes under that Patrick name. So that's her on that part. And the Stewarts are the land speculators that came and dropped off in the Manukau harbour. They're supposed to be there, but the Crown Corporation here in New Zealand, New South Wales, switched the titles and put them out in Avondale, Hillsborough and Point Chevalier areas. Those people that bought the land before they left before they left England, or rather Scotland, and Edinburgh and Glasgow for the Manukau harbour. They came through there on the Manukau titles that I'm telling you. They sold the land from Scotland before they got here, and there was a switch. That's the fraud part I'm going through this court to undo and seize the lands back because of the fraud, corrupted Maori title against the Moai Crown title. So the Maori iwi Crown title is fraud and corrupted by the Crown Corporation's Queen Elizabeth II Crown that's not there. So they don't have a Queen as the head of New Zealand, and they don't have a seal of Westminster. In fact, they've got nothing. They haven't got a flag of their own. They haven't got an Admiralty flag as what we have. They've been borrowing our flag to be mischief with. We'll find out. We're going to do an audit on their books here, the New Zealand Treasury and HM Treasury, London, to find where our trust money has gone, and the gold and everything that's been derived through King William IV and King William III. Okay, so that's myself with King William's photo on my shirt here. I've just got the pointer there. I won't make any bigger, I'll leave it there. And also his regalia and his coat of arms on both sides for the 4 kings and the 8 kings of the Emperor, and the 8-point star on my head as the sheriff. So I'm acting as surrogate King William IV for these chiefs, with an assistant here, these two, Jamie and Dion, to back up myself at any stage, but all the legal stuff is on this side with those 4 chiefs, 1, 2, 3, 4 chiefs and myself as being the legal side or legitimate side of the native title of New Zealand and Pacific Islands. In particular, the King of Hawaii will be here. We invite also the representative for Papua New Guinea to come into this arena, and Legacy as part of the Pacific Islands. Anyone from the Pacific Islands is welcome to come to the hui and stake their claim as well. There's plenty of time after that to do it online. So this is Sir Philip Jones, Lord High of the Sea, Lord of the Sea, our partner, our legal partner in with these 4 chiefs, and him and myself, the sheriff and creditor of the bank. So this is the executive order of 1834 Whakamininga chiefs, the 13 chiefs. These 4 represent the 13 chiefs at the beginning of this contract straight to Britain. The other 1835 Declaration of Independence is on the Crown Queen Victoria side that Kingi Taurua will handle, and that's up to the Maori side to fix up. That's not our problem. We're under the Moai Crown, that's the Maori side. So Kingi will solve the Maori side of Queen Victoria Trust and all that. We're going to replace the trust, the King and Queen of Spain and Prince Andrew and the Queen, because she has gone and abandoned ship of Admiralty and gone into EU Parliament as a threat against our Crown Corporation, King William IV and successor Ernest Augustus V, and his son Prince Regent Ernest Augustus. This is the flag here with Jamie here sitting right there. Okay, so that's all I want to do for that page. We'll head on to the next page and make sure I don't spoil it. Here we are. So on to the next page. We have more here of the Kingi there in the flag, and also our this is the who is he? British Military Defence Minister of Defence. There, Michael Fallon. So he's still involved. I've written to him over a period of time to tell him what we are doing. And so he is responsible. I've written to Bill English, Theresa May and Michael Fallon and Sir Philip Jones here, and notified them of our intention to seize back our country and our titles under the Whakamininga Hapu Native Surname Chiefs. That was met in Titi Marae on the 2nd of February 2017 this year, and opened up the Titi Marae from opening up the Waitangi Marae Native Court from Okiato Native Court. James Busby and James Reddy Clendon over in Okiato Native Title. That was the first British government flag, jurisdiction and authority for us to use our flag in commercial trading. Okay, so we'll go to the next page. Here we will show you the title at the East Cape and the sun position to Easter Island. It's 12 noon here at East Cape, from Tipito and Easter Island to East Cape at 6 a.m. So 12 noon, 6 a.m. in London, it's 6 p.m. right on the dot. That's our title to the whole world. On those 3 points on the land, the sun is shining at the same time. So I'm just saying there they are there, 6 p.m., 6 a.m. and 12 Rapa Nui. And also the Kingdom of Ghana is the same time as London, 6 p.m. This is where these 3 points are shining all the time, day and night. 4 corners of the earth in a perfect circle, a square inside a perfect circle, as you won't find anywhere in the world. So here are our urupas along here, and at Lotten Point we're going to seize the land here, and where these people have put the motel right on top of our urupa, my Wanoa urupa. And these are lands that, with this Moai title, straight to Rapa Nui and Raiate Island, from our Tahitian father's side, male line dominant, with King William dominant male line. That's our tikanga, L-O-R-E, law to Rapa Nui. Here I'm telling you, at 12 midnight and 12 noon, those the opposite side of this title to this whole world has come from the island people from Tahiti going to look for the sun, and have found it here. That's an old story that I'm putting together. And so you can see now that the seals are put here, with Moai here with a crown on his head, right, claiming, and this sitting in Dunedin, this Moai is sitting in Dunedin with this basket of knowledge on his head, and that's why the Queen flogged this one here on the seal in London. This one is standing in London, this one is standing in Dunedin, where all the white men came from this King William title, and shot straight down to the South Island and set themselves up from this title. Okay, so you had to buy the land through the Manukau company, which was a Scottish company, real estate company, set up with Roy and Wood conveyancing land lawyers, and also Lieutenant 23rd Regiment Admiralty William Simons, Magistrate Court. The Magistrate Court was the real estate company that sold the Manukau lands to William Cornwallis Simons, the son, that came to Manukau Harbour to Pupanga Manukau's land, with the Scottish people that paid for the land over there and came to New Zealand in 1840. Okay, so that's all wrapped up. I'm just trying to get this title sorted, and so we can tell you we are the owners of that Queen Victoria Trust, and all this commerce is from King William IV here, and his gold coins, right? Gold coins there, advertised with him. This is his own advertising. We've got our pound note here of King William on it. Over these gold that's missing, 1.5 million metric tons of gold missing, and the rest, everything that's been derived by him and his authority. You can see the Nathan Rothschilds wearing the 8-point star of King William, and we're wearing it too. We have the contract, he doesn't. He does not have the contract. It's a scam, all the writings, and what you can see of the evil of this man and his family stole what this man, King William IV, gave us with the flag. Our flag will shut them down. Okay, this flag will shut them down with the seal, the crown, and the St. Patrick's church order came from King William III. That's our titles in a two-way contract in the private. A private contract. Here I'm wearing the coat of arms and King William's 8-point star badge on the hat and on my shirt, and his photo here, and also his the 4 flags that we're flying: Moai flag, the 1834 Declaration of War flag, and the British flag, and the other flag of New Zealand. Okay, we're using that as a war flag for the veterans. We keep that one for the veterans and fly our flag up the top. And there's the mystery of, they're trying to make Prince William the King of Britain. No, he can't be, because Ernest Augustus already got that title. They can't take it away from him. They can't put anybody else in, because he's the one that's got the King Solomon's title with us. Okay, so I just want to make that clear, that we have a claim to that trust. Now here is the title that I'll put through with Mohi Manukau, signed by him. Okay, he signed this document with the lawyer we had at the time, Balakasavu, Jerry Balakasavu. He died, unfortunately, but he's got his signature on here, with Mohi Manukau, and sworn through the notary public on the title of New Zealand, with the Manukau Moriori title here. He's the Moriori from Chatham Islands country, and the New Zealand country. This is the New Zealand country with all these writings on it that I've taken from Mohi Manukau straight onto the title, from the title in Britain. Okay, so that's an affidavit, and I'm telling you on this video, it's a citation of this video I'm showing you, and these on Facebook, all these on Facebook that I'm showing you is our proof of claim and our citations and fact evidence of a title that's in the British Westminster Government Parliament. Okay, on to the next one. We'll try and get through because the video may run out if I don't watch it. So the declaration, there's the flag there. It's a declaration of war flag. Matu Taurua from Te Arawa always said it's a declaration of war flag, and he didn't quite get it, how it worked. Ex-Prime Minister John Key committed treason of New Zealand citizens, and the Whakaminenga Chief's 1834 flag. Prime Minister Bill English, Governor General Patsy Reddy, New Zealand Navy John Martin are accessories to his fraud. That's John Key's fraud of the Panama Papers bank fraud. Whereas the Titi Marae and Waitangi Marae King's Bench Native Grand Jury Court found the New Zealand Crown, corporations and their iwi Maori, directors in personam, that's under Admiralty law, and natural names, that's the names we're pulling out one by one, surnames guilty as charged levy debtors, as accessories to John Key and Queen Elizabeth II treason charges, listed offences, a grand jury total settlement call-up account, 970 million trillion on the 2nd of February 2017. We swore this in that Marae Titi and swore everything again in the King's Bench Native Court with these chiefs. Okay, so these are the offences that we're charging in that court hearing on the 19th and the 20th of May 2017, and we're putting it in these writ warrant to seize the country back and all the assets of Queen Victoria Trust that's missing, and everything else that King William IV King's Bench Court Magistrate has accumulated over 183 years. We've been holding on to that flag since the 20th of March 1834. Okay? So this was when Mati Taurua and the Confederation of Chiefs put this together under the 1835 flag. So this is with Queen. See, so this is the other contract that Kingi Taurua has to undo. But I'm putting it under the 1834 flag, the same flag of a different year. The British Crown opened its titles to itself, and the New South Wales government and New Zealand government opened its Queen's titles to itself. We got our own King's titles to Britain, and the New South Wales government and the New Zealand government had their own Queen Victoria and Queen Elizabeth titles corrupted, our King's titles, and that's what we are doing with this court hearing, is seizing everything back from them as a consequence of the title, bad title. So here we have, we're going along, Nukutere at Rangitukia. We're seizing this and the land in Beach Road, Rangitukia. We've already had meetings there with Tamati Reid and also with the Rawata Ka, Reverend Ka'a and Reverend Wanoa. 1831, St. Mary's Church Tiki Tiki is our title under the church land court, native land court, with Clendon there as well. He brought his ship Fortitude into Hicks Bay, and he put the documents together with the Auckland province from Auckland, with the Okiato Native Court in Kororareka, Bay of Islands, Russell, with Clendon. He with Clendon and John Rogan, the judge that married Manukau, John Rogan, and the Rogans at the East Cape, Dick Rogan, they married Oraiti Wanoa, and put those titles together with this Manukau title from the Manukau Company in Edinburgh, Scotland. Okay, that's why I'm saying the Freemasons are the ones that came with that ship. They were land speculators that came into the Manukau harbour to buy the Manukau lands. They had the free, simple, fee simple title, and the receipt they paid for the land they never got, because the government here switched the titles, and mysteriously Cornwallis drowned. And that's like the normal assassins, like Hillary Clinton or Bill Clinton's love child is found buried and assassinated. You see, just now, yesterday, he was found, buried and assassinated by those criminal thugs, and that happens to have Donald Trump in it as well. He's a Freemason under the Lucifer devils, advocates, Satan, that we're taking out of our lands and our country here. But those Scottish people have to understand that here, living in this country, we are now at the crossroads of whose land belongs to who. Who owns New Zealand legally? Okay, I'm saying the King owns New Zealand legally, and these Paramount chiefs. That's it. 4 out of 13 original Maori, not Maori, sorry. I don't use that word Maori. So that's the other side, that's the Queen side. We're using the word Moai. The Moai Hapu chiefs of that time, Pomare, sold the land legally. Okay, Pomare the second sold the land to Clendon legally, and also Rewharewha Manukau sold the land legally to Clendon in Auckland. So Rewharewha's name is on the receipt, paid to Clendon in 1862. He was selling the Manukau lands from Scotland, where these Freemasons are set up in Edinburgh, and with Prince Philip being there in Edinburgh, Scottish side of Queen Elizabeth, Scottish side of her there. Okay, so it's not her that owns the land, it's the native chiefs. They own the instruments, and we're checking the instruments that made money for them, that we're going to account for all the money missing that's supposed to be coming to us in the contract, the two-way contract that was hijacked by New Zealand government and Australia pirates. Okay, so that's what I'm explaining here. So that's that waka that we're going to seize off Ngāti Pro, iwi Maori Crown. Is going to get the bill for everything, all that, the erosion of the land at home, and all the bill for the trees gone and the hill falling in, all of that, all of the hard times our families have had, splitting them up and taking our land for other reasons, for their own people, and the Loddon Point Motel will be taking it off those two new owners in there January. You have to get your money back from your crooked crown government in Wellington, and you can tell us how much you're worth, and we know how much that land was worth. You got it for a bargain because we warned them not to sell it. So those real estate companies, Ray Whites and also Bailey's, will be bankrupted. We're going to bankrupt you, these chiefs. What I say goes. And that's all there is to it, because they are the commercial landowners of the land you are occupying, the land you are leasing, and the land you are tenants on as of now, on the 19th and 20th of this month, 2017, on this video as evidence, citation and affidavit, verbal affidavit notice to you for writ warrant seizure and occupation of the title, entry, a writ of entry and a writ of seizure and a writ of execution on anything and anyone who has corrupted our land. So this here is the documents that I have to fill in at some stage of the claim against that landowners, Rewharewha. You're on the Maori side, so you are the responsible CEO. Every CEO in this country, all the ones that have come from other countries that are hiding here, their wealth through the Panama Papers, you'll be found. The sheriffs will go out with this badge and catch you under British King's Law. Okay? Right, here we go on to the next one. We'll better scoot along because it's taking a while. So here we have Prince King Ernest Augustus the Fifth. He's about 64, 63, and his wife Princess Caroline of Monaco. They're both still married, legally married, as under the Queen Elizabeth consent. So there are both royals in our contract. They are tied to King William III. Through us, the contractor, we have a first right of claim to his inheritance ahead of him that we share with him and his family, with him and our families of these two chiefs, and myself as being Moai Crown. Okay, so that goes together with these two chiefs, the Moriori here, Manukau, and the Cook Island. The two first chiefs on this land of New Zealand is right there. The Cook Island Ngāpuhi and the Moriori Aotea there. Okay, so away we go there, and that's that one. You'll notice that we have the seals on top of every document, and the flags flying as well as the Moai tidal energy projects that go with economy. We've got our plans with economy, the government, the dual government as well. Prime Minister in 2016, key libelled Queen Elizabeth II Crown Corporation's private contract businesses. Okay, so that's all there. And Jamie and I, Jamie the Patrick of the 8 Point Star family in Ireland, and myself being on the Rogan family, the Rogan judges, that are married into our Wanoa family at the East Cape, Oraiti Wanoa and Dick Rogan, and John Rogan marries Marae Manukau in Kaipara, and work with the Paramount chief, his uncle, Mohi Tamati Manukau IV, Paramount chief, worked with his uncle, John Rogan, at surveying the land and selling the Manukau lands. Okay, so there, that's tied to the Freemasons of Scotland. Now here's the bill, 970 million trillion pound note right in front of you. It's been rolling on these websites for a while now, on our website, and we have that over all the missing gold, all the fraud and corruption in the world, over Trump and his federal state government and the United States of America. The Queen, everything the Queen touched is fraud, because we're just proving to you where she got her authority from is from this king. This is King Arthur, so Matt Taylor put it there, so we don't mind him going there as well. He's with the Bruce, Scottish, Robert the Bruce in Scotland, tied to our families there, and Rogan being English, Scottish, on my family side there as well in Edinburgh. So we have that going for us. I'll be checking the titles in Edinburgh of the Manukau land titles that I have anyway. I've got all the documents signed by Mohi Manukau to look after his commerce, because he was sworn to secrecy from his family, from the Freemasons. Oath was to cease to give any information out, and so he gave it to me. So the Freemasons are safe with me and what I say. There's John Key there. You've got your name in the wanted column like this for treason. Your name goes in there. You're the first debtor, John Key. You're already in the High Court of Admiralty in London. And I just go straight back through this court. We'll do our court hearings in our own native court, which is higher than any court in the world, by the way, under this Admiralty flag. The flag itself is our own magistrate court, with those 4 chiefs and with the Justice of the Peace, Manahi, Parapara, Mohini, as being our legal side to put the court in both courts, the King's Bench Court and the Native Court. King's Bench in the private at the back of the courts. Now our native chiefs will come to the front of the court with the Queen's Bench judge on the other side, and that judge is subject to our King's Bench judge on these lands and every other native land in the world. Here I am in Waitangi Marae. This has never been done before. This feat has never been done before. And there's Kingi Taurua with Hohepa Epiha, Epping, that's his real name, from Sussex in England. So he has his right to the lands as being partners with Kingi Taurua on his land here, and this marae is Kingi wants back. My carvings are in this marae from my tupunas, my ancestors, is why they couldn't stop me from going in that marae and doing what I did right here with authority from Kingi Taurua, chief, and the beneficiary of the Queen Victoria Trust directly to that King Edward line of Queen Victoria, the niece of King William IV. But I'm still there for the Moai, overall Moai, standing in London over the whole world. That's why I'm doing that title. Kingi's doing the land title, and Hohepa's doing the Matauri Bay, Ngāti Marae area, and he's very good at what he does in the Hokianga. He knows the history of the Hokianga and Clendon. And he joins the Clendon titles to the Okiato titles in Ngaire, where the Pohutakawa tree is, where these 13 chiefs first signed. Those 13 chiefs are the only ones that are in Britain. The other ones were signed for New Zealand under Maori. So they'll sort it out. No one's going to lose out. So that's what I'm saying to you, Hohepa. I trust that you in good faith will carry on the good work as normal, and I'll do my job with the bank. My powerhouse bank is my job, and to administer the land commissioner as the land commissioner of the lands of all the native countries in the world under this flag. So I'm using this flag for the whole world where the Queen has corrupted with the Rothschilds and their federal state government banknotes in America, defrauding the pound note through the Rothschild banks to put the gun to anybody's head to buy that note. We're going to take right off them. We're taking it off the family because here it is here with these two chiefs here, the landowners of this country, okay? These are the legal landowners of New Zealand and Pacific Islands, these two, because they're covering with the King's title to the whole Pacific Islands. Now this is the bill just to the Navy, the 1 trillion, 1 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1,000 billion. That's your bill. The Navy, Royal Navy in New Zealand, for defrauding our Admiralty flag and ship on the Waitangi treaty grounds for your financial investment interests, and not these two chiefs and their successors, these 4 chiefs that belongs to this land as commercial landowners under this flag. Now it's legal now. We've gone through that process with myself being the legal advocate and also the surrogate king to talk for King William IV. That's the end of that. Right, we'll flick to the next page. Good, I'm flicking the pages all right without stuffing them up. Okay, so now we've got King William IV and King William III here. Those two together are our connection here. King William IV, King William III, sorry, and this the successor here, and also myself wearing the 8-point star that they're wearing, and we're claiming that back. We're claiming that 8-point star St. Patrick's back, the Irish on my family of Cosgroves, and the Irish of Jamie Patrick, her mum's side, as being the Patrick of this 8-point star you see here, and the 8-point star you see here, and any other documents you see with the Freemasons, and Trump is wearing this 8-point star belongs to us. All that commerce that he has mythed, their oath in the Freemasons is myth. They have no deed of truth title. We have the deed of truth title because they can't own up to say who they got the land off. Okay? That's the end of that. If they can't come to our meeting at Waitangi and say who their title is, then sorry, it's all over. We have the reigning title. Okay, so here's the flag here of James Busby and the 13 chiefs that put it together right there. Okay, so there in 1834, 20th of March 1834, to the New Zealand flag was actually one used in Church Missionary Society. See, Church Missionary Society in Tiki Tiki, they used that on that church, the St. Mary's Church, 1831 on the map. You'll see it shortly, I'll show you. It's known as the United Tribes flag after this group of chiefs. They called it the United Tribes in the New Zealand, New South Wales title. We call it the flag of the Declaration of War flag that you saw, that other document in 1992 put together. The 8-point star. Now that was that one. We're not going to worry about that other one because it's got no contract. That other flag that's sporting with Tainui has no contract to sail around the world from Westminster. It has nothing of fact evidence to support it. Now this is the Moriori title here, some documents there, so we'll skip through that one to go on to the next one. I'm going to redo some of this for when I go to the meeting. 1834, there we go, 1834 settled at Pupunga Point. There. Now here's Kawau, Kauai and Tinana, all three of the Ngāti Whā tribe. They stole that title. That's the one I'm having a go at. They stole that title. New Zealand Company stole that title from the Manukau Company in Scotland. They created a company called the New Zealand Company. Then they created another company called the Manukau and Waitangi Company. See, they had no right to use the Manukau name. No one gave them the right to use the Manukau name from our chiefs. So here we have the, this is our chief's title to these lands and the Pacific Islands. This is the title. Here's the eye, all-seeing eye here to the atua for the hapu whānau and under Ngāpuhi chiefs, Taunui, here, Taunui, and we've got, that's Ngāpuhi whānau here, and they joined the whānaus to the Kāwharu whānau here, right, under the Aotea and King Chief Kāwharu of Waikato Giant, and the whānaus are joined here to Te Waikato Wharehere Manukau in Cambridge, England, under this Waikato tribe. Okay, so Tainui will more or less come under this Waikato tribe, and a bit of this because they came later. I'm talking about these first lot, that these 13 chiefs comes under this Kāwharu the Giant and Manukau title. Tama te kapua, Tuhoro Matakaka. This is the male line dominant, Ihinga, of Te Arawa in the Kaipara. This is what Mohi's saying. In the Te Arawa, I know where their gravesites are, and their popos there. And he's pointed them out, I've videoed them. So this is Ihinga's title, okay, Ihinga. He's the first one, or Tuhoro Matakaka, those two, okay. Ihinga's the last one, the explorer. So we come down the whānau across that way, the tribes, hapu there, the pillars, the 4 pillars. This was the 4 pillars, like the same as what they do in Scotland, with the pillars and all that sort of thing. This is the Atua god in the middle of the Marae. This is the Marae and all the chiefs here, all the chiefs around. And this is going straight to up to the spirits, tohungas, in here in this assembly. This is the Parliament of the native government, straight to what Te Waikato Wharehere Manukau set up in England. He set that up, and this is the other part going to England here. Okay, that's the connection to